Alright, so today we're going to go over the last two chapters of Song of Solomon. Right. Now, this is obviously a love letter between a young lady and Solomon. Right. Right. So, how beautiful are the feet with shoes, oh prince's daughter, or princess. Now, it was probably prince daughter, which is Sar Bat, right? The joints of thy thighs, right, are like jewels, the work of the hands of a cunning workman, right? And who is our cunning workman? The Spirit. The Spirit somehow formed the first pair, right, of human beings, right, and gave them the ability to reproduce. Now, unless you actually murder them or something in nature kills them, like Satan, right, or causes their death, right, they're made from the matter in the universe. Not only are they stardust, but they're earth dust, right? You're both. See, what's the matter with you sometimes? You're the matter. You're the matter. What matter is used by God to make the first pair? The same matter in you, right? You have gases from heaven, right? You have light in your heart and mind, and the spirit travels through the blood from the heart to the brain, right? So your heart, soul, mind, and strength, right? Once God is reaching these things, right? Freely you have received, freely give, right? Again, right, you start becoming aware. Now, you're hearing in the background the Jewish Jesus by Rabbi Schneider, and his wife may come in later on, right? But again, we're doing Song of Solomon. So, thy navel or belly is like a round goblet, which wanteth not liquor. The belly is like a heap of wheat set about with lilies, plural again. Thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins. Thy neck is as a tower of ivory. Thine eyes like the fish ponds, pools, right? I see the pools in your eyes, right? And there's a fire in them, right? The fire in Jesus' eyes has not gone out. In Hebron, by the gate of Beth Rabim, the nose is as the tower of Lebanon, which looketh towards Damascus. Thine head upon thee is like Carmel, which is a mountain, not a, candy you put on Sundays, by the way. And the hair of thine head like purple. The king is held in the galleries. How fair and how pleasant art thou, O love, for delight, or delights. This thy stature is like to a palm tree. Now, is she being compared to a palm tree? Right. Yes. I know. And thy breast to clusters of grapes. Right. Now, a grape might work again or two for the description of the man, right? And a little worm or a serpent for his penis. But a cluster of grapes is used for her boobs, right? Or breast. I said, I will go up to the palm tree. I will take hold of the boughs thereof. Now also thy breast shall be a cluster of the vine, and the smell of thy nose like apples. Sounds good to me. And the roof of thy mouth, again, to kiss her with, like the best wine for my beloved, that goeth down sweetly, causing the lips of those that are asleep to speak. As the boy, the girl, Lazarus, Jesus, Dorcas, and the young man who fell from the third story window, as I did. I am my beloved, and his desire is towards me. Come, my beloved, let us go forth unto the field. Let us lodge in the village. Let us get up early to the vineyard. Let us see if the vine flourishes, whether the tender grape appear and the pomegranate bud forth. There will I give thee my loves, plural. The mandrakes give a smell, and at our gates are all manner of pleasant fruits, new and old, which I have laid up for thee, O my beloved. So again, someone's being compared to a palm tree, an apple tree, right? So in the NIV, though, they try to guess who's saying what. So it's between he, she, and friends, right? So let's read a different version of it. How beautiful you, how beautiful your sandaled feet, O prince's daughter. That's similar. Your graceful legs are like jewels, the work of an artist's hands. Your navel is as a rounded goblet that never lacks blended wine. Your waist is as a mount of wheat encircled by lilies. Your breasts are like two fawns, like twin fawns of a gazelle. Your neck is like a ivory tower. Your eyes are pools of Heshbon. By the gate of Bath Rabin, your nose is like the tower of Lebanon, looking towards Damascus. Your head crowns you like Mount Carmel. Your hair is like royal tapestry. The king is held captive by your tresses. How beautiful you are, and how pleasing, my love, with your delights. Your statue is like that of the palm tree. Again. And your breasts like clusters of fruit. I said, I will climb the palm tree. I will take hold of its fruit, which is the lime and the coconut, and drink it all up. Put the lime in the coconut. Call the doctor up. You say, doctor. Okay. I will take hold of its fruit. May your breasts be like clusters of grapes on the vine. The fragrance of your breath like apples. And your mouth like the best wine. I think that's he, huh? Or friends. So this says they're friends, right? Starting at verse 13 of chapter 6. Come back, O Shulamite. Come back, that we may gaze on you. Why would you gaze on the Shulamite as the dance of Mahanaim? So then it goes to she. May the wine go straight to my beloved, flowing gently over lips and teeth. I belong to my beloved, and his desire is for me. Come, my beloved, let us go to the countryside. Let us spend the night in the villages. Let us go early to the vineyard to see if the wines have budded. Oh, vines, I'm sorry. I was used to saying wines. If their blossoms have opened And if the pomegranate are in bloom, there I will give you my love. The mandrakes send out their fragrance, and at our door is every delicacy, both new and old, that I have stored up for you, my beloved. Right. Now, this is also talking about storing goods, right? A lot of other things, right? Now, the friends are comparing her to a tree, though, right? The palm tree, right? He's compared to an apple tree. Right. And even King Nebuchadnezzar is compared to a tree, as is the men wanting a king and judges, right? Where there was supposed to be no king until King Saul who was the first king of Israel. And like God said, the people is not rejecting it, but the people are rejecting it, right? See, if God's neither male nor female, unlike you, or King David even, right? He will not steal your daughters and sons to serve him, right? In his castle or in his palace. So that's why God at first did not want them to have a king as the other nations. But the thing is, Moses made place if they were to get one. Though he did so with the warning, right? That the king would take your sons and daughters as his servants, right? And make them work in his palace, right? And some of them will become his wives, even. Right? Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is how grace works with all, even gay people, that, right? Even if you're not gay, even if you're Old Testament or Jewish, right? The Torah was written not for Gentiles, but the Jews, from Moses, right? Now, as with the eating of unclean food, right? Gentiles don't really care what they eat. Jews and Muslims do, right? For example, both won't eat pork, for example. Though Gentiles do. Some Hindus won't eat meat, rarely, or just chicken or certain types of animals, right? It depends. Now, again, some people are still vegetarians, though, vegan, right? And again, whatever you do, though, is what you feel or how you were raised, right? And we're raised differently, right? Now, most people who are gay are often picked on, ridiculed, and done wrong by so-called straight people. Sometimes, though, and that's the point, too, you even do it to a person who is straight but hanging out with girls but also kissing the girls, right? Unlike gay people, I'm kissing the girls. Told you that too, right? I liked, when I was a little boy, little girls. And I know to grow out of it as I get older. Hello, Port Wentworth. I don't go after little girls. I'm more worried you'll make them afraid that they'll get curious and come to me. Right. And I'll have to deal with that if they show up at my door. Anyway. Right. So it's read differently by different interpretations, right? But are all true? Somewhat. Are all a little different? Somewhat. But you're just trying to understand a different language. That's why you got different interpretations of that language. And no one is 100% right or wrong. Right? But, if you want to know why King James used black in the Septuagint, but other versions might just say dark. I am dark. Right? Same thing, though. Black has to do with dark skin. Right? The color of, again, my fan over there. Or my speakers. Or even my little turntable on top of the radio. But again, you see it's light brown. But again, they're not all black. They're not as black as, again, the stereo system there, right? Or the fans, right? And again, the pot calling the kettle black, right, has to do with that too. Maybe both are black in color. Right? Though the pot and the kettle are for different things. Just as the kettle can boil water in a more enclosed setting, right? So can the pot boil water, but it can have a lid or not, right? Good rhyme, huh? The pot can have a lid or not. Anyway. Just made a little rhyme there. Right. Now, the thing is, though, if you don't want to see something, you're doing what then? Denying it. Right. Even in the New Testament, John says this: every tree, meaning human beings as well, that brings forth not good fruit or good works, right, is cut down and cast into the fire. But also, Jesus took up the mantle, but went a step further. And he also says the good tree, if it's a good tree, should bring forth good fruit. And again, an evil tree, say, not because it's a bad tree per se, but let's say a tree with a pine cone, right? You can't necessarily eat a pine cone. But you can an apple or a fig or a banana or a coconut. As on the palm tree. Oops, there goes another rubber tree. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Right. Okay. And even shrubbery or hedges has to do with small bushes around someone's house. There are many trees. Like mini me. Right, Mike Myers? But we too bear fruit of our bodies, right? And we consume fruit of an apple tree, orange tree, whatever tree. And the first thing the fruit tree does is it blossoms flowers to become the orange or the apple. When bees who pollinate it come around to also make honey. And again, right, it's the circle of life, right? It moves us all. To quote the Lion King, right? And right now, we're living and dying, I know. But that don't mean, though, God's not mindful of us. Though a woman buried a child may forget her child, God will not forget us.